Hello and welcome to Stockton Junction May update. Have a few things to cover today. First of all, testing out this new camera, which is a 4K camera. I want to see if it's any good. Um, Previously spoke about progress on the platform buildings, which are there. As you can see, I'm working the wiring for all the lighting on the roof of this one. Although I did say I'm considering changing these buildings. I haven't decided yet. I do quite like them though, so I think they're alright. Might be better once I've finished them and I can see the results. Some new stock. First of all, I have this Royal Mail livery class 47, which is full sound loco livery, which is very good. Also have class 31 in Dutch livery. It's awaiting a sound chip or DCC chip, sorry. I'm still waiting for the lock sound decoder for the class 56. It's on order, but there's a delay on that. Another new loco is the RES livery 47. Again, that's waiting a chip, and the two class 50s there that are both awaiting sound decoders, which I haven't ordered yet. I also, one of the liveries, one's Resolution, the one at the front, the one at the back is Valiant, which I also own in the Dutch livery, so I may renumber that blue Valiant to a different loco that isn't produced or something. That's something I'm considering doing. So been a little bit busy doing some other projects on with the layout, sorting out the track work underneath, etc. What else? So if I just take you around, you can see the top end up there. It's a bit messy at the moment because I haven't done anything up that end. Also recently received these two yellow engineers coaches, which are the Hornby ones, which go well with my Bachmann ones, apart from the fact that they're a bit brighter yellow than the other ones, but that's fine, not a problem. So I have also got a Flying Scotsman model, but it's not out at the moment. I'm in the process of fitting the sound chip to it, and I've got some Pullman coaches for now to go on it. They'll do for now until I can get something a bit better. So I have a few things I wanted to go through today. The first one is a question for my viewers. I currently have my engine shed here. Now I'm considering quite severely on changing the track layout from the engine shed and putting it over this side here. This here was going to be a fuel depot, but the problem is from there to there where the road was is very narrow. It's what, 12 inches, if that. So what I'm thinking, and I also was going to have a road coming down from up there down here, so obviously that would take up quite a large chunk of this area. And I've got some other projects that I was going to put along here, a big building site, some other bits and pieces along there, but obviously it's narrow, so it limits how much I can get in there. So my theory is, after looking at a few things, just going to put the camera down for a second. If I pick up the engine shed, obviously this track work here can change, but I'm thinking engine shed there, approximately there, so obviously I'd have to redo the track work. I could have my fuel depot along the side here as well, might actually move this shed further this way. I can have a nice row of fencing along there along the back here to break it away from the main line, and maybe a bit of overgrown stuff in the middle here as well along the edge of the fencing. So that would give me this area here and that area down there all in that one end up there. So that would actually mean I've got a larger space over this side, from because the main line is back here, so I've got from there to right to the front here. Obviously I'd have a road coming down here, probably come nearer to the front along here, which would give me larger plots of land to do something with. And I've got my permanent way depot area here as well. So what I'm thinking is this end, what I didn't like was this little narrow bit of land here I couldn't do anything with. So if I was to bring this point a bit further back maybe, or leave it there, I could have another point here and have a little permanent way depot coming up to the side here. So I could even move this bridge over to the edge there and have my permanent way buildings here, entrance to the depot, road coming up which would end somewhere along here with another entrance to the other depot, or I could have the buildings up this end as well. So various options. Gives me most of my track work on one side over here, so removing all that track, maybe leaving that back siding in there just for use for something. I've also got obviously a steam train, so I need an area for that to be sort of like worked on, or you know, recoaled, etc., that sort of thing. So maybe this area here I could have, like I said, another point coming off here, but then I could have another track, sorry, yeah, I could have a point coming off here to make this a double track for the permanent way depot, but then those tracks could carry straight on up into the engine shed as well. Obviously I'd have point work here going off into the engine shed, so there would be quite a bit of manoeuvrability for shunting around, etc. But then I could have another track that's here coming back up this way and have the steam loco parked up here with its coaling area, etc. That's another option. But then it gives me so much more space along here to do some scenic building work. I have got a plan for a little electric substation, so that could sort of go here somewhere, and then be having the pylons coming off up the hill up that way, going up towards the farm area, off out to the countryside. Then I can have my building site sort of here. I was thinking, like, I'm going to scratch build a petrol station and maybe do a few other bits and pieces along there. I haven't decided what yet, but obviously open to ideas. But I just thought I would run this idea through my viewers first and see what they think. I'm just thinking that it's a larger area. I've got a lot of track work here that doesn't really need to be there, when I could put it all on one side and have a busy depot station area, which also, when I'm doing camera shots for trains, etc., I think it would look quite good. You know, view through from the depot, things like that. So, or a view from on the train if I'm using an onboard camera as you're coming out the station, with the depot sort of area coming down that way. So would be quite good, I think. Another new loco that I bought, and I've opened it to look at it, but I haven't unboxed it properly yet, so I thought I would do that with you guys, gals. And it's a very nice loco from Sutton's Locomotive Workshop. I know somebody else has already done an unboxing of one of these, but maybe you've seen that video, maybe you haven't. So I thought just move the camera back a little bit to make sure it's in view. Comes in a lovely box, really nicely done. And I'm not going to show you the bottoms, I don't really want you to see what it is yet. So it's a loco that's really in keeping with my time period, and like I said, I've seen somebody else open one of these, but and it is an amazing kit. I mean, just look at the lid. That's really thick, strong, beautiful, lovely presentation box. And the foam, nice little that's the DC operating plate if you decided to put it back to DC. That comes on there. Something else attached to the bottom, couplings, disc codes as well by the looks of it. So we've got in the packs lots of little disc codes. Don't know whether I'll use those or not yet, but I expect I'll look at that later on. We have a pack of little parts there. I'm sure there's a thing somewhere. So here is the locomotive. It's a lovely presentation box. You could put that on a nice shelf, would look amazing. But I don't buy my locos just to display them, I buy them to run them. Let's see. So I'll take the top off carefully. It's a lovely thing. That plastic inside does come out, so if you wanted to display it, you could take that out and just use it as a display case. So, impressions. I have to say, the detailing on this is absolutely amazing. I don't know if you can see that. Pipe work, the buffers, absolutely amazing. All the pipes are pre-installed. It's already got the head code discs in place, both ends. And right, come back to you again after I drop the camera. Right, so as I was about to say, one thing I do like about the loco is it's very heavy. That's one thing I like to look for in a loco when I buy one, because the heavier the loco, the better the traction on it. If you look at the older style locomotives, the old Hornby ones that just had a little metal block like the Lima style, they're not heavy enough, they don't hold down onto the track, and they wheel spin, especially if you do have gradients. And obviously with the way my layout's set up, I have two very long gradients, so I have to have good traction. For instance, my class 411 over there at the back there will not go up and down the gradients, because even though it's a more modern vehicle, it's just not got the weight over the traction tyres. So hence why I've double-headed it with the class 33. But obviously the new modern class 50s are very heavy as well, and this thing feels heavier than one of those class 50s. Just taking the two screws off the bottom, very easy. There's just two screws in here holding it on, and the bracket, mounting bracket, comes off. Well, here is the underside of the layout at the moment. Obviously, I'm just finishing some track work off there. As you can see, the two inner tracks come through this side. So this is the freight line, which then splits here and splits further round again. That is one of the passenger lines there. So I've got 6 tracks there, but over the back there I've got the further line again with another 6 tracks going round. Basically they come down that side there, which is from the opposite side of the layout. They go all the way round. I have to use a light because the camera doesn't have one, and under round to the back there, and then back through here. So I have my 6 tracks here for freight sidings, and then the 2 passing lines at the back there, which are for the passenger sidings on the other side, which then go off up there all the way up, and from this side here it comes out over there obviously, and vice versa for the downside under there comes out on this side. So I will at some point, when I get a smaller camera, and do a complete run round with a camera view so that you can see the whole track properly. You'll have to excuse the squiggly track work underneath. I wasn't too bothered about having dead straight lines on that. So anyway, that's I think about it for this video. But do please get in touch with any ideas and that regarding whether you think that this would look better on this side. I just personally think it would, but I haven't decided yet. I'm in 2 minds. Just think that it'd look nicer with more scenery on one side and less track work, instead of having track everywhere maybe, and then keep sort of like the main track work to this one side. Anyway, please get in touch and let me know what you think. Thank you and goodbye.